Hello, legends, heroes, and poopy heads. Welcome to the Omni Flash channel, where Omni Flash will take gaming to the next level. Please like and subscribe.
This is Omni Flash, your guide to Diablo Immortal. Barbarians have always been really good in PvP. I know they have been nerfed, but I created this new Stonewall build, the Stonewall Fire build, which is, in my opinion, very fun to play in Battleground, very effective in 3v3, and also extremely good in Vault. Now, I wanted to create a really strong PvE build, and over the past week, over the past 10 days, I've been concentrating on creating the best, the strongest PvE build, allowing us to just crush bosses, and that's what I have created. This is the boss killer. This will take barbarians from being a B tier PvE class, a B tier damage class for raids, B tier for like challenge rifts, because you can't really do as much damage in the past. All of this is starting to change. All of this has changed. For example, what you're seeing right now is an Inferno 2 Gauntlet. Inferno 2 Gauntlet. And I have just beaten a Necromancer in damage. I have 50.94% damage. The Necromancer has 48.1% damage. Taking what's traditionally a barbarian, a solid B tier class for killing bosses, all the way into S tier, being even better than some Necromancers. I don't know if this Necromancer is using the most optimal build, because I haven't tested Necromancer builds to see what is the most optimal for killing bosses, but I can say for sure that this barbarian build is phenomenal, and you're going to be wanting to use it. All right, so let's go ahead and start into the build itself. For example, Ground Stomp. Ground Stomp is a solid piece of solid skill. It will allow you to stomp on your enemies, and it's using the Dauntless Temper Pants. Dauntless Temper Pants, so wherever you stomp, your enemies will actually... your enemies are always knocked back. So this is extremely good in, for example, I'm going to simulate a Challenge Rift 400. So I'm going into an Inferno 3 dungeon while being 600 combat rating lower. So everything is about 90%. I believe it's 87, ideal 87% less damage. Everything's like hitting me for like 897% more damage. And the trick about surviving high challenge risks is preventing your enemies from hitting you. And you want to actually eliminate the range enemies, because you can kite the melee enemies rather easily. And with the Ground Stomp from the Dauntless Temper, it will summon an ancient that will just, stomp on the enemies. And so whenever I stomp on the enemy, which is pretty much every second, and it never ceases, they are being staggered and they cannot hit me. And that will allow me to survive even among mobs of enemies that can pretty much like two-hit me, because they can't attack me. That makes it super nice. A second skill that I would recommend is Demoralize. Demoralize on a barbarian is extremely powerful when paired with a Chipstone Flesh. What a Chipstone Flesh does is it will actually turn you into stone. It will turn you into stone. It will petrify you. And if you are CC'd. So what Demoralize does, Demoralize will actually taunt the enemies. So it will taunt enemies, even if you're blue elite, it will actually also turn blue elites into stone. And they also take a huge burst damage. So they take more damage while in stone, and it is extremely powerful. So demoralize if you have a chipped stone flesh. Now if you don't have a chipped stone flesh, then you can use chain spear. Chain spear with the charred iron chest piece. I'll actually go into the actual, in the end of the video there will be a section. I'll go over all of the legendaries again, but right now I'm just sort of explaining the build and what to do. For example, we've killed all the small mobs. So for example, we're in a challenge rift, and right before you get to the last boss, you would actually run away from the last boss and change demoralize or chain spear. You will want to keep sprint, Wrath of Berserker, and ground stomp on all the time. Your force skill will change depending on the type of enemy you're killing. And you will change the force skill to Sunder. Sunder will allow you to deal 30% more damage to your enemies. Alright, so the Sunder is the boss killer. And Sunder boss killer is what allowed me to deal more damage than a Necromancer on an Inferno 2 gauntlet. Now, I did not have significantly more stats or significantly more CR than my friend, my Necromancer friend. I believe I had like six combat rating more than he did. So it was, I mean, a barbarian even being able anywhere near the damage, barbarian even near the damage a Necromancer can do is pretty much unheard of. But yeah, so the thing about the ground stomps will not knock back a boss. So you do have to do a ton of dodging, and you will also need you have to dodge a lot, and then you want to sunder it. So they see how there's that armor break above his head. You'll be able to tell like how long he has his armor broken, and you will be able to deal extra damage with the fire from your Wrath of Berserker, with the ground stomps, and what does a lot of the damage, probably most of the damage, is your basic attack. The basic attack we are using is Frenzy. And Frenzy, my friend, is crazy because the Barbarian class just got ability to use 4 weapons. The 4 weapons has changed the Barbarian class tremendously because there are now 3 weapons that you can use to buff Frenzy, which makes Frenzy insane. Oh, well, let's talk about Loathsome Lamina first. Loathsome Lamina is your shoulder piece for Wrath of Berserker, and what that does is that will give you a shield. Very good versus bosses. That's why I use Loathsome Lamina. It pretty much is like a heal. It allows you to get a damage shield. It's like a shield of Zen. It's like a bone armor, and you don't actually need another skill. All you need are the Loathsome Lamina shoulder plates, and that will allow you to probably, instead of getting 1 hit, you'll be able to take a hit, and you can run away, heal up a little bit, and come back and kill the boss. So Loathsome Lamina are the shoulders. Very, very powerful because it modifies Wrath of Berserker, which gives you a shield every 10 seconds. It's very, very powerful because the cooldown is so short, and the amount of HP that you will get with the Wrath of Berserker. Alright, so this is I changed to the chain spear. Now if you don't have a chipped stone flesh, the chain spear with a charred iron chest piece with chain spear is actually pretty good. Because you see, I don't have my Sunder Legacy Wrath of Berserker on, and I can steal Firestorm. I get Firestorm off of the chain spear alone. So the chain spear will throw out flaming spears, and it will burn the ground. The ground will stay burning for a while, And your frenzy, the 3 weapons, the frenzy will allow you to cause firestorm, and that is a lot of the damage. A lot of the damage of this build comes from the Oust-Lack helmet. Alright, the Oust-Lack helmet is a brand new legendary and is incredible. When sprint is active, your skills with projectiles are empowered with wind, allowing them to firestorm. Firestorm is those like orange numbers, so they're like it's extra damage already, plus you get 38% increased damage. So you get damage from firestorm, plus you get another 38% from the helmet. So it's an incredible amount of damage. But what makes it super nice is its combination with Lunatic Twin. Lunatic Twin Frenzy is fully stacked, so you just got to hit the enemy 5 times. It will unleash damage to all enemies in front of you. It makes your basic attack into a projectile. Okay, so your freaking axe will actually turn into a wind projectile. Your frenzy basic attack turns into a wind projectile that will cause firestorm, and also 38% more damage. So I mean, this is crazy. That's why this completely revolutionizes the amount of damage that barbarians can deal. And that's not the only thing. You do have Riddle Root, and you also have oncoming brutality. So let's look at Riddle Root. Riddle Root, when frenzy deals a critical hit, your primary attack speed is 50%. All right, so whenever you crit, your frenzy will get 50% faster. Your basic attack is 50% faster. 50% attack speed is incredible. So you have both your basic attack becomes a wind projectile. You are swinging your axes 50% faster. And oncoming brutality. Frenzy increases damage you deal to that enemy by 6% for 3 seconds, stacking up to 30%. So oncoming brutality is really good for boss fights. It basically makes it so that your frenzy deals 30% more damage to a boss. Plus it's firestorming, so that's extra damage. The orange crits, and also you also get 38% more damage from the helmet that you're wearing. So sprint doesn't do damage, but it makes your frenzy deal insane damage. And sprint is also incredible. It is an incredible skill. It allows you to dodge a lot of things. Makes you so fast. You'll be able to dodge enemy attacks, and you'll be able to clear challengers a whole lot faster. Being 50% faster from sprint is extremely good. It prevents you from being trapped by monsters. You can just run straight through. So one great thing about sprint is you can just sprint straight through enemies. So you don't get trapped behind mobs. So sprint is invaluable. The Wrath of Berserker fire does a ton of damage. Also, you get that shield from the Loathsome Lamina shoulders. The Loathsome Lamina shoulders gives tremendous value in high difficulties. For example, this dungeon I'm doing with 600 CR below, where they're dealing like 87, when they're dealing like 870% more damage. Charred Iron is the chest piece. The reason I use Charred Iron is because in case you want to use Charred Iron, in case you don't have a Chip of Stone Flesh, if you have a Chip of Stone Flesh, highly recommend you to just use Demoralize. But if you don't have a Chip of Stone Flesh, do not fret. Use Charred Iron as the chest piece and use Chain Spears, giving you some beautiful burning spear action. Alright, so you want to use 4-piece Vithus of Urges set piece. 4-piece Vithus of Urges gives you 30% longer sprint, 30% longer Wrath of Berserker, and 30% longer ground stomp. Alright. Also, you will want 2 pieces of Banquet of Eyes. 2 pieces of Banquet of Eyes allows you, whenever you burn someone with your Wrath of Berserker, you will also deal 15% more damage to them. Super powerful. This build is incredible. It will make you god tier in PvE. I know you're going to love it. Test it out. Also tell all your friends about it. Share this video with them. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. Also comment below. Let me know how this build has worked out for you. I loved it. It is amazing. Makes Barbs incredible. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.